Hello everyone, and welcome back to TechBlog 66. I hope you all are doing great today. In this video, we are going to talk about a thoughtful and emotionally powerful independent film from 2014 titled Druid Peak. This is a movie that quietly explores family relationships, emotional growth, and the journey from confusion to maturity. If you enjoy character-driven dramas that focus more on feelings and transformation rather than loud action or spectacle, then this film might really connect with you. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into today's detailed review of Druid Peak. Druid Peak is a 2014 independent drama directed by Marni Zelnick. The film centers around a troubled teenage boy named Owen, who is struggling with anger, frustration, and a deep sense of abandonment. Instead of following a typical dramatic storyline filled with exaggerated conflicts, this movie takes a quieter and more realistic approach. It tells a story about growth, healing, and learning to connect with others. The story begins with Owen, a teenager who has been expelled from school due to behavioral issues. He is angry at the world and especially resentful toward his father. His parents are divorced, and his relationship with his father is distant and uncomfortable. After getting into trouble, Owen is sent to live with his father in rural Wyoming, near Yellowstone National Park. This relocation becomes the turning point of the film. From the very beginning, the movie establishes a strong emotional atmosphere. Owen feels like an outsider, both at school and at home. He struggles with authority, and he pushes people away before they can reject him. His father, on the other hand, is trying in his own quiet way to reconnect with his son, but years of separation and misunderstandings make that difficult. Their communication feels strained and awkward, which makes their interactions feel very real and relatable. One of the most beautiful aspects of Druid Peak is its setting. The wide landscapes of Wyoming and the presence of nature play an important symbolic role in the film. The mountains, forests, and open spaces represent freedom and reflection. Nature becomes a silent character in the story, offering Owen a place to think, breathe, and slowly change. The calmness of the surroundings contrasts with the emotional turbulence inside him. Owen's father works as a wildlife biologist who studies wolves in the area. This detail is very significant. Wolves symbolize both independence and community. They live in packs, rely on each other, and follow a social structure. Owen, who feels isolated and disconnected, slowly becomes fascinated by these animals. Through observing the wolves, he begins to understand ideas about loyalty, responsibility, and belonging. The relationship between Owen and his father develops gradually. There are no dramatic speeches or instant emotional breakthroughs. Instead, the film shows small moments, quiet conversations, shared experiences, and subtle gestures. These moments slowly build trust between them. This realistic pacing makes the emotional journey feel authentic. Owen's character arc is the heart of the film. At the beginning, he is defensive, sarcastic, and closed off. He blames others for his problems and refuses to accept responsibility. But as he spends time in Wyoming, he is forced to confront himself. The isolation of the rural environment removes distractions. There are no big city crowds or constant social media noise. There is only nature, family, and self-reflection. Another important character in the story is a local girl who becomes a friend and emotional support for Owen. Their relationship is tender and understated. She does not magically fix him, but she offers him understanding and companionship. Through her, Owen experiences kindness without judgment. This allows him to slowly lower his emotional walls. The film handles teenage anger with sensitivity. Instead of portraying Owen as simply rebellious, it shows the pain underneath his behavior. His anger is connected to feelings of abandonment and confusion about his place in the world. Many young viewers might see parts of themselves in his character. Even adults may recognize similar emotions from their own teenage years. One of the strengths of Druid Peak is its realism. The dialogue feels natural and unforced. The characters speak the way real people do, sometimes awkwardly, sometimes imperfectly. The film does not try to deliver overly dramatic or exaggerated emotional scenes. Instead, it focuses on subtle changes in expression and tone. The cinematography deserves special praise. The camera captures the beauty of Wyoming in a way that feels peaceful and expansive. Wide shots of mountains and forests create a sense of space and possibility. At the same time, close-up shots of Owen's face reveal his inner struggle. The contrast between the vast landscape and the personal emotional journey is very effective. The pacing of the film is slow, but intentionally so. This is not a fast-moving drama with constant plot twists. It is a reflective story that asks the viewer to slow down and pay attention to small details. Some viewers who prefer high-energy storytelling may find it quiet, but those who appreciate introspective cinema will likely enjoy its rhythm. The theme of father and son relationships is central to the film. Many families experience communication gaps, especially after divorce. Druid Peak explores how difficult it can be to rebuild trust once it has been damaged. Owen's father is not portrayed as perfect. He has made mistakes, and he carries his own guilt. But he genuinely wants to reconnect with his son. The film shows that healing requires effort from both sides. The symbolism of wolves is woven throughout the story. Wolves survive by cooperating and trusting each other. They protect their pack and adapt to challenges together. Owen, who initially resists connection, slowly begins to see the value of belonging to a pack of his own, whether that is family or community. This symbolic layer adds depth to the narrative. Emotionally, the film feels honest. It does not promise easy solutions. Change takes time. Growth is uncomfortable. Owen's transformation is gradual and believable. By the end of the film, he is not a completely different person, but he is more self-aware and more open. That subtle shift feels meaningful. The performances in Druid Peak are understated but effective. The actor portraying Owen brings a mix of vulnerability and toughness to the role. You can see both his anger and his fear. His father's character is played with quiet restraint, which suits the tone of the film perfectly. Their chemistry feels genuine, which strengthens the emotional impact. Music in the film is used sparingly. Instead of overpowering the scenes, the soundtrack complements the natural environment. Soft instrumental music blends with sounds of wind, footsteps, and wildlife. This creates an immersive atmosphere that draws the viewer deeper into the setting. Another important theme in the movie is responsibility. Owen must learn that his actions have consequences. Running away from problems only creates more difficulties. Through his experiences in Wyoming, he begins to understand accountability. This lesson is delivered gently, without heavy moralizing. The film also explores the idea of identity. Teenagers often struggle with questions like, "Who am I?" and "Where do I belong?" Owen's journey reflects this universal struggle. Moving to a new place forces him to redefine himself outside his old social environment. Without his previous labels and reputation, he has a chance to start fresh. The rural setting plays a significant role in shaping the story. Life in Wyoming is slower and more connected to nature. This environment encourages reflection. The simplicity of daily life contrasts with the complexity of Owen's emotions. This contrast enhances the storytelling. One of the most powerful aspects of Druid Peak is its quiet optimism. The film acknowledges pain and conflict, but it also shows the possibility of reconciliation and growth. It suggests that even strained relationships can improve with patience and effort. As a viewer, you may find yourself thinking about your own family relationships while watching this film. Have there been misunderstandings? Have there been words left unsaid? The story gently encourages reflection without being preachy. The ending of the film feels earned. It does not rely on dramatic surprises. Instead, it concludes with emotional clarity. Owen's journey feels complete in a subtle way. He has not solved every problem in his life, but he has taken important steps toward maturity. For those who appreciate independent cinema, Druid Peak is a strong example of character-focused storytelling. It reminds us that not all meaningful stories need big budgets or flashy effects. Sometimes, the most powerful narratives are the quietest ones. In terms of overall impact, this movie leaves a lasting impression because of its authenticity. The characters feel real. The emotions feel genuine. The setting feels alive. These elements combine to create a heartfelt and thoughtful viewing experience. Now, let's talk briefly about who might enjoy this film the most. If you like coming-of-age stories, family dramas, or movies that explore emotional growth, then Druid Peak is worth watching. It is especially meaningful for viewers who appreciate introspective storytelling and natural scenery. On the other hand, if you are looking for high-intensity action or fast-paced thrillers, this might not match your expectations. This film requires patience and emotional engagement. Overall, I would describe Druid Peak as a sincere, reflective, and beautifully shot drama about healing and personal transformation. It shows that growth is possible, even when relationships feel broken. It reminds us that connection, like a wolf pack, requires trust and understanding. Thank you so much for watching this review on TechBlog 66. If you enjoyed this detailed breakdown, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more thoughtful movie reviews. Let me know in the comments if you have watched Druid Peak and what you felt about Owen's journey. Until next time, keep watching meaningful cinema and keep exploring powerful stories. This movie is available on YouTube free.